no scene or visitor. Look over the treetops, newly conjured erections are making him a killing, and Richmond Street is illing, so the graduates are willing to buy him.
Okay, so here's what we're going to need. We are going to need a carrier oil, which I use olive oil. You can also use jojoba, almond oil, grape oil, really just what you want to can find. And this we just so happen to have in the closet, so I just grabbed that. Going to be using some sea salt, pine cones. These aren't completely dried, but these are apple pieces. And I wanted to have some of the juice left in them to carry into the oil. Ground cloves, ground nutmeg, ground allspice. Of course, you could have all of this still not ground, but that's all up to you. Again, I'm just finding what I have in the closet. Some vanilla extract. Of course, again, you don't have to have extra extract. You can just use the real thing. Full moon water. Some jasmine, my spoon. After we warm up the oil, I'm just going to place it in here until it cools. I'm not going to be working with a candle, just because a lot of our windows, I don't want any of the fire alarms to go off, so I'm just going to be using a rock. And then this little guy, he holds all of my oil. And then, of course, you're just going to need a saucepan. And again, all of this I'm just going to put up on my blog, so all of you guys can see the recipe. But this is the basics of doing a anointing oil. But this one I'm just putting, this one I'm going to be using for mabon. But of course you change all the herbs and the ingredients. But you're still going to be using carrier oil and still the same process. So, let's get cooking. Okay, so before we even turn the heat on, we're going to go ahead and just start adding our ingredients to this. I'm not going to be adding too much oil because my little guy over there doesn't take too much, so just enough to kind of fill the bottom of that little tiny saucepan. And, excuse me, this is kind of hard, it's one-handed. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with the salt after that. And I'm just going to add just a little bit. That'll be definitely enough. Go ahead and put that in there, and bam. Next, I'm actually going to be adding the moon water. And I'm just going to add just a little bit in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on and add everything in slowly, but I'm just going to put it on maybe 2, maybe low, because we're not trying to cook all the ingredients. We are just trying to get their essence into the oil, all of their magical properties and goodness. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and just, again, pop in the apples. Those guys. Go ahead and toss in the pine cones. Let's do the vanilla extract next. There's no exactly certain order of putting this stuff in. I always like putting the salt and moon water in first. Go ahead and put the jasmine in. And this is just kind of eyeballing it. And our jasmine usually blooms this time of year, so figured I would put some of that in. I love when the windows are all open and you wake up to the smell of jasmine, or you come home from a stressful day and you smell jasmine. It definitely brightens up the day. Hopefully these guys are all open. Yep. I'm going to be adding one. Adding in the allspice. No, it's not open. I think the nutmeg's open. No. I think I'm just gonna X-nay on that. But I think, hang on, I've got cinnamon somewhere. Let's see what I have. Pumpkin spice. Down cinnamon. Usually I have like the whole thing, but I'm being a little lazy and a little cheap, so I've put quite a bit of that in there. Yeah. Go ahead and put that back. And I'm just going to turn up the heat just a little bit. So we've got all that. Of course I'm going to watch it still, but I'm not going to watch it all the time. Sorry. So now we got our little gas. Go ahead and give it a stir. Make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. 122. So I'm just going to let it sit for, usually you want to sit and let it for like 10-15 minutes. Little stirs here and there. That's really just about it. And then, put that down. Now, usually you want to take whatever your little blessing, you're going to say this now while the ingredients are soaking in together. So, just going to go ahead and say a little prayer. Okay, now after saying the blessing, I just wanted to keep that private. We're starting a little boil, which we don't want to do, so we're just going to go ahead and flicker down to low. And it smells amazing. So we're just going to go ahead and just give that a stir. It's tipping, everything else is going on inside. There we go. It's really wonderful. And then once the pine cones are done and all these herbs are done, I'm going to actually use these for my offering for Mabon, which is tomorrow, September 21st. Yay! That's because I don't want to be wasteful. So there we go, and see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, just wanted to show you guys, you can see the apples are starting to turn. And I squished them down so they could release more of their juices into the oil. And it smells wonderful. You might have put a little too much vanilla in it, but it smells great. Murphy! You can smell that too, huh? Can't you? I hear you jingle a mile away. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. Aww, how cute. Okay, we are finished. The house smells amazing. So what we're going to do, go ahead and shake everything to the one side. And I'm just going to pour this into the bowl. It's going to be really hot, so just be careful. Go shake all those herbies out. Shaky, shaky. That in the sink, again, be careful, it's hot. We'll put a little dish soap in there, get all those oilies out. Important process of making something is cleaning up after it. this cools down, we're going to go ahead and place it in this little guy here. Put it on the rock. This is a little hot. Alright, so see you guys in a few minutes. We're going to wait for this guy to cool down and go ahead and finish up our process. Okay, so for the last bit here, we're going to go ahead and place the oil into the container. And I do apologize about my messy desk. Working on my third book of shadows. So, alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to make a little dent into the plate, just so it's got somewhere to funnel out of. Got that guy there. We're going to go ahead and pour them in here and kind of slowly make sure all the herbs and stuff. If some herbs get in the oil, I'm not really too worried about it. So I am going to put the camera down just because it's kind of hard to do one-handed. So, alright. Here we go. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Sorry, my computer's kind of noisy. Looks like a lot of the jasmine's getting in there. Which again, I'm fine with. Okay, there we go. And we have our anointing oil. Making quite a mess. What's up? Ta-da! So we've got our wonderful oil. We have our offering from mabon. There we go. That's your basic on how to make anointing oil.
Just saying this 'cause I love you. You know I hate it when your friends are everyone.
Have a great day, Bobby.
Sticks and send those faggots back to boring still. Contentment, what's contentment? I am bald and impotent. Is that what it's about? Oh, honey, honey, shut your mouth.